This is the KUSI News at 11.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Lauren Finney.
And I'm Ross Becker. Thank you for joining us.
Well, San Diego police are looking for the man they say beat and sexually assaulted at least 2 women. They released the name and picture of their suspect, who they call a very dangerous man. He's also a man they used to have in custody, and they're asking for the public's help to catch him again. San Diego police say on August 13th, a 28-year-old woman was followed through a parking structure to her home at the Venetian Apartments near the UTC Mall. That's where they say a man knocked her to the ground and pulled a gun out, demanding money. After the woman handed over some cash, police say the man choked her, dragged her into her apartment, then beat and sexually assaulted her. 3 days later, a 23-year-old woman who was in the hospital reported being attacked the night of August 14th at a Motel 6 on Alvarado Canyon Road in Grantville. Physical evidence and victim statements point to this man, 24-year-old Jeremiah Williams, a man police had in custody just last week. He was arrested and released on a misdemeanor gun charge.
There may be other victims and other cases that we may not be aware of or could have already been reported. So I would rather not comment specifically on evidence.
Williams is described as 5 feet 11 inches tall, about 180 pounds, with several distinctive tattoos, including the number 210 on his right wrist, the outline of the state of Texas on his left forearm, and wings on both of his upper arms.
Mr. Williams' criminal history includes prior arrests in California and Texas for domestic violence and assault with injury.
And police say he is considered armed and dangerous. Well, police also believe there are some similarities from these 2 sexual assaults to another assault in Mission Valley this past Saturday. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Jeremiah Williams, you're asked to call 911 immediately.
And this story is a frightening reminder that bad things can happen almost anywhere. KUSI's Ashley Rodriguez is live at an El Cajon area Walmart store tonight. A 10-year-old girl says she was the victim of a sexual predator in a public bathroom there. And tonight, a 21-year-old man is under arrest. Now, Ashley, what happened?
That's right, Rosh. Police say that she was using the bathroom in the Walmart right behind me when a man named Robert Becker followed her inside, and they also believe that he's done this before.
Just the absolute brazen, bold way in which he followed a child into a bathroom.
It was last Wednesday when a Walmart employee walked into the women's restroom and found a 10-year-old little girl crying. She asked her what was wrong. The little girl told her that a man had just followed her into the bathroom, got into the stall next to her, and put a cell phone camera underneath it to record video of her.
It was during that time, while he was recording her, he was attempting to engage her in lewd conversation. The girl protested, batted away the phone, and ultimately the man ran out of the restroom and ultimately ran from the store.
Police believe that man is Robert Becker. He's only 21 years old, and already he's a registered sex offender. According to the Megan's Law sex crime database, he was arrested for possessing over 600 images of minors under 12 engaging in sexual conduct. On the site, he's listed as a moderate to high-risk sex offender.
Obviously, when it comes to investigations like this, we want to make sure we're as detailed as possible, and from that we look at what happened before and what happened after. And during the investigation, we found that he had entered that restroom the day prior and had spent some time in there as well.
The sheriff's office ID'd Becker through the surveillance video at Walmart, and they also used a variety of other investigative techniques that they won't disclose, but they say they know it was him inside that Walmart. They arrested him on Monday at his home in Alpine. Becker is being charged with lewd acts on a minor, molesting a child with a prior conviction, and disorderly lewd conduct. And more charges may be pending.
So we want to make sure that there are no other victims out there, and anybody who has information related to this case or any other case, please call the Sheriff's Family Protection Detail.
And Ross, the sheriff's office couldn't speak to how Becker was being monitored, but in many cases with sex offenders, they serve their time and then they're put on probation. Again, to the public, if you have any information involving a situation with Becker, please call the sheriff's office. For now, live near El Cajon, Ashley Rodriguez, KUSI News.
Ashley, thank you. An inmate who escaped from San Diego area prison on Sunday is still on the loose. Demetrius Robertson vanished from the low to medium security lockup on Alta Road in Otay Mesa. Robertson was arrested back in May for violating his parole. He's known to hang out in Chula Vista, College Grove, and Choice View. And this is a Crime Stoppers case. And sentencing is scheduled tomorrow for the man convicted of trying to kill a local sportscaster. Last February, Mike Montana confronted Kyle Kraska outside Kraska's Scripps Ranch home and shot him as he was backing out of the driveway. The two men had a disagreement over money and work done in Kraska's home. Montana faces life in prison with the possibility of parole.
The San Diego sector of the Border Patrol is on track to have more arrests this fiscal year compared to 2015. San Diego Border Patrol officers have apprehended almost 26,000 people from October 31st of last year through the end of last month this year, and that's a 15% increase from the year before, where they apprehended 22,400 people during the same time frame. San Diego ranked 4th out of the 9 Border Patrol sectors when it came to arrests. The Rio Grande Valley topped the list with over 147,000 arrests.
San Diego police officer Wade Irwin is home from the hospital tonight. Irwin was discharged Saturday after spending almost a month in recovery. He was one of 2 officers shot in the line of duty last month. Irwin was shot in the neck. His partner, Officer J.D. de Guzman, was killed. The man accused of attacking the officers is under arrest and facing a preliminary hearing in September.
Residents in Ocean Beach were allowed back in their homes this afternoon after a natural gas leak forced hundreds to evacuate their homes. A strong odor of gas was first reported on the 1700 block of Bacon Street. This afternoon, crews found the source of that leak, a damaged pipeline. Last night, 200 people were forced to leave their homes.
We were to dinner, and when we got back, it was all the emergency vehicles blocking the street, and they didn't let us, obviously, to go inside our house.
They let me in to get my clothes so I can get ready to go to work today. So,
where are you going to change?
Well, we found a place to stay, so we're staying we have a place to stay last night.
Workers will have to repair at least 100 feet of damaged pipeline. They hope to be finished by tomorrow morning.
Zika virus testing on a resident in the South Park neighborhood is coming back, and it's negative. Last week, county officials decided to spray a 2-block area just as a safety precaution. They say the resident was showing signs of either the Zika virus or another tropical disease after returning from a country where mosquito-borne diseases are common. So now it's all clear, however. Routine mosquito monitoring will continue, though, in the area.
A historic Escondido neighborhood is facing an identity crisis. Dozens of trees are gone. City workers say it's a maintenance issue, not a beautification project.
Yeah, they say the trees needed to go to prevent accidents. Here's KUSI's Brandy Williams.
Some residents are upset that the historical Escondido neighborhood is being altered.
Got fantastic old growth trees in this neighborhood, beautiful canopies, and we're losing them. And it's not, it doesn't have to be that way. A lot of these trees are being felled. We want the mayor of Escondido to know that we're not going to stand idly by and see this kind of destruction take place in a neighborhood that not only did we choose to come and live here and invest as homeowners in this neighborhood for our historic homes, but we came here for the beauty of this neighborhood that these heritage trees provide us.
But the city says the tree roots are busting up the pavement and breaking the sidewalks, making it dangerous for residents.
We are really looking to improve both the safety and the aesthetics of the neighborhood by improving and replacing trees with more appropriate trees that are safe for the public.
An arborist said that 4 of the trees scheduled to be removed are actually healthy enough to stay. Brandy Williams, KUSI News.
Well, the Chargers will reveal a new economic study on the proposed downtown stadium tomorrow. Also known as Prop C, the San Diego Taxpayers Association has already opposed the plan for the stadium and convention center. The group says several independent studies have concluded it is not cost effective. The new Chargers study will look at the impact and benefits of the project. We'll have all the details on Good Morning San Diego.
A victory for the powerful teacher unions in the state of California, and some say a defeat for students. The California Supreme Court decided to let the teacher tenure law stand. A group of students who filed the lawsuit complained that incompetent teachers are hard to fire because of the tenure laws in the state, and that schools in low-income neighborhoods were, quote, dumping grounds for bad teachers. Well, teachers have constantly said that the tenure laws protect them from being fired on a whim and helps them maintain academic freedom.
Well, right now, let's check in with meteorologist Mark Mathis for a look at our weather. Been pretty nice outside, no complaining.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great today. Matter of fact, I was mentioning earlier, if you would draw a line from Ramona eastward, everybody was about 2 to 3 degrees warmer, and to the west, everybody's about 2 to 5 degrees cooler today. So looks like that's going to hold for a while. 67 is the current temperature in Del Mar, 68 in San Diego, 68 National City and Coronado, 66 in Chula Vista, 65 in Poway, 65 in Ramona, and 70 is the current temperature in Julian. Okay, we got a tropical storm out in the Atlantic. We're going to talk about that. Matter of fact, there's 3 systems out there right now. We're going to talk about that, and also some more rainfall for the south that could potentially affect parts of Louisiana again. It's all coming up in weather. Russ?
All right, we'll check back. Thanks. Well, the California legislature is attacking Pokemon, while lawmakers say the search for those little elusive characters can be dangerous.
And the Parkview Little Leaguers had a must-win game against Tennessee. Are they going home or going on? The rest of the day's news and Parkview's highlights with Sports Director Paul Rudy coming up when we come back.
A developing story tonight. A big earthquake shook central Italy just about 2 hours ago, devastating some of the towns in the central part of that country, and we're getting some of the first images of the damage. The 6.2 quake struck about 8:30 San Diego time, just north of Rome near Perugia. In Rome, buildings were shaking for almost 30 seconds. The village of Amatrice is said to be devastated. The mayor of that town says half the city is gone and people are buried under the rubble. Rescuers, he says, can hear them screaming. Reuters is reporting 4 dead in just one town, but the death toll is sure to go higher. In an earthquake of the same size back in 2009 in Italy, over 300 people died. We'll have an update on the earthquake and the damage, of course, on Good Morning San Diego. And President Obama was in Baton Rouge today touring flood-damaged areas and talking to victims. The president was criticized for not cutting his vacation short and doing this sooner. But the White House claims the governor of Louisiana asked him to wait until this week to visit. This flooding is considered the worst U.S. natural disaster since Hurricane Sandy in 2012, with damage expected in the billions.
The so-called California bathroom bill has cleared the California Assembly and Senate and is now waiting to be signed by Governor Jerry Brown. This bill will make it mandatory for all single-user public bathrooms to be labeled all gender. The bill is meant to protect the rights of transgender individuals. The passage of the bill comes as other states pass bans on transgender bathrooms. Governor Brown is expected to sign the bill into law sometime next week.
And California legislators are also seriously dealing with Pokemon Go. There are two bills about the game, and one of them's already on the governor's desk. People are playing the game everywhere, and that's the problem. The bill on Jerry Brown's desk revises the cell phone use while driving law, making it illegal to search for Pokemon while behind the wheel. Common sense, right? The other Pokemon bill involves sex offenders. It revises the California statutes banning registered sex offenders from using the app to prey on children. Both seem to be common sense. I guess that's something we need the legislature to deal with these days.
And there's another new rule that might be hard for some people to swallow, especially college students. Stanford University has banned hard alcohol for undergraduates on campus. That means students cannot drink beverages with more than 20% alcohol by volume or 40 proof. Beer and wine are still allowed. This comes months after former Stanford swimmer Brock Turner sexually assaulted a woman after a party. A teenage boy in Florida is now recovering after he contracted a rare brain-eating infection. 16-year-old Sebastian De Leon is only the fourth person in the U.S. known to survive the infection, known to be caused by an amoeba. An amoeba is an organism that lives in warm freshwater lakes and rivers. It has a track record of killing 97% of its victims.
Does make you feel very scared, like if you go swimming in the lake you're going to get this, but you have a bigger chance of getting hit by a car and dying from that accident than getting this.
Health officials say this is very uncommon and there is no need for the public to be alarmed. A death row inmate whose execution was botched in 2009 is asking the U.S. Supreme Court to halt a second execution attempt. Rommel Broom was sentenced to death in 1984 for abducting, raping, and killing a 14-year-old girl. Broom was scheduled to be executed on September 15th of 2009, but after numerous failed attempts to find a vein, the state gave up. Broom was poked with a large needle over 18 times in the arms and ankles, and his lawyer is now arguing the previous botched execution was cruel and unusual punishment, and he's also arguing double jeopardy, saying that because the state was unable to successfully execute him, it cannot impose the same sentence twice.
A U.S. service member was killed today by a bomb in Afghanistan's Helmand province. Now, we don't know the person's name yet. The military is still notifying family. The service member, we are told, was in a group working on counterterrorism training missions. One other U.S. service member and 6 Afghan soldiers were injured when the IED went off. And Hillary Clinton is heading out of California after hitting the campaign cash register for over $6 million in donations. But while Hollywood celebrities were writing those big checks to her campaign, an Associated Press analysis revealed that a majority of people outside of government who met with Clinton while she was Secretary of State then ended up making donations to the Clinton Foundation. And this photo is going viral. Justin Timberlake, Hillary Clinton, and Jessica Biel. That's them having fun at the lunch at Timberlake's home today. That's part of that campaign funding thing we talked about. It cost, by the way, just over $33,000 a plate.
Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump was talking about immigration tonight at a campaign rally in Austin, Texas. Now, recently, Trump canceled the speech on immigration. His staff said he was fine-tuning his plans for mass deportation and building a wall. Tonight, in his speech, he talked about those who come to the U.S. and commit crimes. He even brought mothers of Border Patrol agents killed by illegal immigrants up on stage with him.
Alrighty then. It is time for Mark Mathis.
Well, it was a great day today.
Well, that goes without saying,
certainly
right?
Nice outside.
It really was. Yeah, and everybody was cooler, and it looks like the temperature's gonna tweak north just a little bit.
Are they gonna go up a little?
Just for about a day.
Oh, okay.
And then they're gonna go back down again.
All right.
So high pressure beginning to build. So temperatures are gonna warm up just a little bit in the inland valleys over the next 24 to 48 hours, and then we'll start to cool down again as we head into this weekend. Here's what it looks like outside tonight. Beautiful day, and highs beginning to build. So as that high begins to build, again, temperatures will warm up just a little bit as we head into Wednesday and Thursday, but then we'll really start to cool down as we head into Friday and Saturday as that low gets going along the west coast. Marine layer is going to stick around for the next few days, and it's going to build even more as we head into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, which will bring in the cooler conditions Thursday, Friday, and also Saturday. So it should be real nice around here. Matter of fact, inland valley temperatures are going to dip down into the 70s. It's going to be very pleasant. 66 current temperature in San Diego, 70 in Julian. And temperatures today, 2 to 5 degrees cooler through most of the inland valleys and the coastal areas. In the East County, far East County, we were hovering right around where we were yesterday. 88 was the high in Poway, 87 Escondido, 84 was the high in Fallbrook, 83 in La Mesa, 76 National City, 76 in San Diego. Well, current winds are in the single digits tonight, and waves are going to be 1 to 3 feet, small southwesterly swells. There's your high tide and also your low tide. 68's current temperature, winds out of the northwest. 76 was the actual high, the normal high 77, the record high 89, and the water temperature's in the 70s tonight. This is Tropical Storm Gaston. It will become a hurricane and possibly affect the eastern United States. Here's your forecast, powered by AccuWeather. Highs are going to be in the 70s along the coast. Overnight lows are going to be in the 60s. Inland areas, highs in the 80s, 79 Friday, 79 Saturday, 82 on Sunday. And then in the mountains, highs are going to be in the 80s and the 70s. And then in the deserts, highs will be in the triple digits. And that's the weather.
All right, that's August in San Diego.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Your turn. Did you have fun last night?
I did, but you know, I feel bad for the Parkview All-Star.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that. Coming up a little short to the South Bay Bombers. Man, it was close. Pods and Cubbies and DJ's right foot. It's all next in sports.
Lindor.
Sean Carlos Stanton.
It's Bryce Harper.
Derek Jeter.
It's Destin Flojeda.
My favorite player is Jose Altuve.
And my favorite baseball player is David Ortiz. And my favorite baseball player is Aroldis Chapman.
My favorite baseball player is Alex Rodriguez.
My favorite baseball player is Adrian Gonzalez.
My favorite baseball player is Yadier Molina.
Hi, my name is Lucas Marujo, and my favorite player is Will Myers.
Only one Parkview kid has a Padre as a favorite player. We got to get them to Petco Park more often. You think you get gouged at a big league ballpark? Check out the prices inside Lamad Stadium. Who can afford a picnic dog? One ESPN cameraman, of course. 4 out of 5 dentists recommend your kids eat funnel cake regularly so that the dentist can send their kids to pricey colleges. Tennessee's Zach McWilliams finds the shrubbery in center field. The boys from Goodlettsville, Tennessee take a 2-0 lead when that ball finally settles down in the shrubbery. The guy that likes Will Myers, Lucas Marujo, with a 2-run bomb to tie the game in the 5th. The biggest play of the contest comes in the bottom of the 6th. Parkview has runners at first and second. Santiago Garcia hits the hot smash to third. Force out there. The throw to first in the dirt. Comanero will try and score. He's rounding third. There'll be a play at the plate. You have to look at that again. They say baseball is a game of inches. Parkview 2 inches shy of winning the contest. Replay says you're out. Tennessee would score 2 in the top of the 7th, including this home run. And just like that, Parkview's season ends with a 4-2 loss. They finished the tournament action 15-4. Parkview will come home. All right, there is no denying the charm of the Little League World Series action. Kids from all around the planet united by the language of baseball. There are tender moments like this one. Dad, the coach, pulling his son, the pitcher, from the ballgame.
Here comes Dad for a conference.
Hey, I just came out to tell you how much I love you as a dad and a player, okay? You're doing awesome out here. One more hitter, and then I'm going to Jude. This is your last hitter, okay? You understand? Come right after him. Hey, cheer up. Have some fun. Come right after him, okay? Let's go.
I wonder if Andy Green comes out and tells his pitcher, hey, I love you, before he pulls. Cubs at Petco, that always attracts the crowd. Chicago travels well, as they have fans everywhere. Chris Bryant, again, that's number 33 on the season. Addison Russell puts this game out of reach with his 19th with a runner aboard. The Pods managed 2 hits off starter Jack Arrieta. He's the reigning Cy Young champion for a good cause. Padres do rally to score 3 in the bottom of the 9th. Make it interesting, but it's not enough. 5-3 your final. Day baseball on Wednesday. The MRI on DJ Fluker's right foot showing no significant damage, at least according to head coach Mike McCoy. Fluker was injured during practice on Monday. Local media can only shoot with their cameras rolling during a limited portion of practice, so unless a guy gets injured during jumping jacks, we're not going to have video of it. But enough whining for me. The good news is Fluker's injury appears to be in the minor category.
I wasn't ever too concerned, but yeah, I mean, still, even that, you hope he's back soon, just because you've heard me talk about all camp, how great it's been to have all those 5 guys working together. So hopefully it's not an extended period of time where we have to shuffle guys in and out, but it gives some other guys a chance to get in there, because shoot, we know this league and what it's like to have the same 5. I mean, I hope we do.
And my cohorts in the media abuzz over news that the Padres team plane, or the Spanos family plane, is in Florida.
Oh.
Where Joey Bosa is supposedly.
Remember, they're talking.
Maybe they're just playing golf.
Could be that.
Maybe.
All right, Paul, thank you. Well, a teacher in Texas is proposing a new policy for her 2nd grade students and has a lot of parents surprised.
Still ahead, the teacher, Mrs. Brandy Young, is now the most popular teacher of the school. We'll show you why when we come back.
watching the KUSI News at 11.
Well, a teacher in Texas is enforcing a new rule for the parents of her second grade class.
Yeah, the teacher, Brandy Young, sent a letter home announcing a new homework policy. Mrs. Young believes homework does not improve student performance. So the letter says she will not be formally assigning homework this year.
Instead, she suggested parents use this free time at home to spend quality time with their children. I'm sure the kids are excited, and maybe a few parents are excited about that too.
Chances are the kids are a lot more excited than the parents are. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Well, this is something a lot of people are talking about. Country singer Miranda Lambert was moved to tears during her concert in Connecticut after seeing a sign from a soldier.
Yeah, while singing The House That Built Me, her song, a soldier held up that sign. You didn't see it. It said, 3 combat tours. Your voice was the last thing I listened to every night. Thank you. Well, Miranda was moved to tears and started crying and then held up the sign, as you saw. What a special moment for both of them.
Very sweet moment.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Good Morning San Diego begins at 5 tomorrow morning.
You have a great Wednesday. Good night, San Diego.